Rise from your grave.
Greetings collectors and welcome to today's show. Today we look back at a time when gods resurrected half-naked men to kick blue two-headed wolves for their magic power-ups, all in the efforts of resurrecting the goddess Athena. It was all acceptable in the 80s. Today we look back at Sega's cult hit, Altered Beast. When I think classic Sega games, I think Afterburner, Outrun, Space Harrier, and of course Altered Beast. During the 1980s, Sega dominated the arcades with hit after hit of what are now considered cult classics. With Sega dominating the arcade, it was a surefire strategy to bring these games into the home. Altered Beast was amongst the first of these to appear on the Sega Game Gear, Master System, and Sega Mega Drive and Genesis. The premise of the game can be nicely summarised by the short box synopsis. Enter a time when men were warriors and gods ruled the world. A time of good against evil, a place of danger. Summoned by Zeus to rescue Athena, you will infiltrate the underworld with the power to transform into mythical creatures with supernatural strength. We're looking here at the Sega Mega Drive release of the game. The front artwork is rather atmospheric and depicts the first Altered Beast. The rear of the box gives the standard synopsis and tantalising screenshots. The manual does a surprisingly nice job of describing the enemies on each level. I like the idea that these monsters are called chicken stingers. These can also be ridden on in Sega's other classic beat-em-up series, Golden Axe. The game itself plays like any traditional side-scrolling beat-em-up. The distinguishing feature though is to collect 3 spirit orbs by killing the blue two-headed wolves. Each time you collect one of these, your hero will gain muscle mass and lose some clothes in the process. Upon collecting the 3rd spirit orb, you will turn into a legendary beast. Each level has its own beast. These consist of a wolf, dragon, bear, tiger, and golden wolf. Each beast also has its own special powered-up moves. Typically the A button attack is a projectile and the B button is more of a high-powered attack. You will fight waves of zombies, monsters, and a great variety of mythical creatures. From time to time you will encounter a level boss. These will only be available once all 3 orbs have been collected. If you turn up to a boss with less, the level will continue until you meet the requirement. In terms of gameplay, Altered Beast is a little simple. The moveset is rather limited, and the game is not particularly challenging once you have memorised the level layout and the enemy attack positions. However, I can still pick this retro classic up today and be transported back to the 80s. The game may be simple, but it does a lot of things very well. The graphics are not a major step down from the arcade version, the music is atmospheric, and the digitised speech is fantastic, if not a little camp in places.
Rise from your grave.
Welcome to your doom.
Levels 1 and 2 are practically training levels for the game, as there are few fast-moving enemies. Act 3 poses more of a challenge with holes to fall down and fast enemies that will seem determined to drop on top of you. A 2-player option is available, which also helps pad out the gaming options. It would be nice to see the game lengthened, but as it stands, it's a small bundle of classic Sega arcade action fun for the home. Replaying this one is always fun and a good way to introduce younger gamers to retro gaming. It's a game that's really accessible to all. Pricing of Altered Beast varies slightly by region. Each major region had a release, so there's no need to go out of your way to import this one. For the UK, a complete in-box price of around £7 is about right. Look to pay around $10 in the US and around 1700 yen. Altered Beast has the distinction of having a very wide release on multiple console platforms, new and old, so it really is easy to pick up this game. As always, I enjoy the physical copy of the game, but would encourage people to try it on any 16-bit edition or re-release of the game. There was a sequel to Altered Beast attempted for the PlayStation 2, but it lacked the feel and the soul of the original, making it a disappointing reboot for the fans. For some great arcade action, I really can't recommend Altered Beast enough. It's retro, it's classic, fun and memorable. It's definitely one of the standout titles in Sega's arcade-to-home legacy. So, do you have Altered Beast in your collection? Do you agree with this being a classic? Or am I looking back at this one with rose-tinted glasses from my childhood? Let me know in the comments. Hello again, I hope you enjoyed today's show and thank you for the view. Remember, you can always comment, like, subscribe, and find us on the social media sites below. Happy collecting!